Welcome back to So I Married a Geek Season 2, everyone. This is the show where we invite you into our lives. I'm Gavin, and this is my soon-to-be ex-husband, Phil. After this episode, you'll see why.
I was Gavin last episode. Why do I, we're going to decide who I am today?
Yes, and Dog is here. She's on the couch, but since I moved things around the living room, she's over there just living her best life.
Ever since that became her primary sofa.
Yeah, she has a sofa to herself. She is the happiest fucking dog you've ever met.
She has a pillow fort.
Because at first she didn't know what to do. She was mad because she likes to sit with us, but then I showed her she can have her own couch, and she will make pillow forts. I shit you not, she literally will move those pillows to make a pillow fort and sit in the middle of it.
Oh, yeah. What kind of dog is she?
She's a pit.
She's a pit bull.
Oh, pit. Okay, got it.
And so, as you can tell, we have our special guest, Jeana, on the line with us today. I guess on the show with us today. You're not on the phone, because I'm sure you say on the line. We have, because I work at a radio station, you know? Well, look at me like you're just fucking losing it. Like, what's wrong with you?
You're crazy as hell.
And so we've had her on for a couple shows today, and I guarantee you're going to see more of her.
I'm still getting used to you calling me your future ex-husband.
Because,
that's all right, bitch. I'm going to get me a Punisher, and it'll be fine.
Because the one thing I don't understand the most about is, okay, Phil loves to go see concerts, and I will go if it's like a show like Max Sabbath or, Galactic Empire, where you're not just sitting there with a bunch of stoned people and just these people on stage doing nothing. That's why I loved when we saw King Diamond. That was a show.
You like a spectacle.
I like a spectacle. I love fucking stage shows, Broadway shows. And I told Phil, you know what? We need to go start seeing some more of those. He's like, do I have to? And so we've been fighting about it for years. And he goes, why don't you just see if Jeana will go with you? She's a theater bitch. I am. What? So I texted you, like, hey, you want to go see Mean Girls? You're like, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Like, what? Of course, tickets were mostly gone, so I got tickets here in town. But now that they're starting to announce the next seasons, we're going to try to watch pre-sales a little quicker. But I was like, what? Bill, the musician, Jeana, hates musicals. And you know what his reason is?
Oh my God, here we go.
They're just singing dialogue. And I was like, that's all they do in music is sing dialogue.
No, there's a difference between...
I love her face. She's like...
Jeana.
That's my name.
There's a difference between prose. There's a difference between prose and poetry. And the words for musicals often lines up with more like dialogue, like prose, than it does poetry. They're not writing you complex songs that you need to dissect. They're not writing you something Bob Dylan would have written that's complicated.
Pause. Complex songs you have to dissect, like Vertical Smile, which you didn't know was about a vagina. He goes, this song makes me think of you every time I hear it. I was like, why? Because you want me to, do something? He knows about being fucked in the vagina, right?
Oh.
So you just said a lot of things there. And I'm going to unpack it. Okay. I'm not going to address the Vertical Smile song because I just need to sit and process that a little bit longer. But in theory, you're not wrong, right? Because a song essentially either moves the story along or gives us more information about the story that we're singing, right? Just in a plot kind of thing. Like when we think about downstairs right now, I could actually hear them. They're watching Encanto. And so one of my kids' favorite songs is We Don't Talk About Bruno. We hear it all the time. That and the two songs from Moana, the one where, what's the beefy guy's name? Dwayne Johnson. He's singing something. Yes. Oh my gosh. She loves that song. So she walks around all the time. She's like, you're welcome. And I'm like, he can't sing, but okay. Okay. So you're not wrong in that regard. However, I will disagree with you because especially recently, more of these songs are poetic style songs and they're matching and they're using different vernacular and they're using different styles of music in order to get different tones and different energies and different groups in. If you look at anything Lin-Manuel Miranda has done, In the Heights is actually my favorite by him. I personally think that Hamilton is a little bit overrated. I think a bunch of white people in New York were like, this is so great. This is amazing. Blah blah blah. And then everybody jumped on. They thought they were being real ethnic because they were listening to a rap musical. But it's that I will heartily disagree with you to say, because there are songs that we sing all the time, like look at the old Rogerson Hammerstein thing, the entirety of Mr. Holland's opus. Those are all musical songs or songs from musicals and things that we reference now that are in current music, that are poetic. I just see, like, I understand that sometimes it can be really staccato, like they're talking, and then all of a sudden they're like, "Did you hear about Jeana?" And you're like, "The fuck? Why did they just start singing? Like, why couldn't you just say, Did you hear about? Did you hear about this person? Did you hear about this or whatever the thing is?" And they just randomly start singing. Like, it's not like an episode of Glee though, where you're like having a bad day, and then suddenly all of you are in black singing True Colors. Like, it's just not the same. And as a person who likes music, I would think that you would try to pick out some of the more popular songs from recent musicals and older musicals and see if there's anything you could attach yourself to. I'm a little offended.
Well, he liked Chicago.
Oh, of course.
That was okay.
And he liked Greatest Showman.
Yes, that was
okay.
Not all music has to be poetic. Sometimes it just has to be fun. And I love the music from Mean Girls. Anytime he hears, he goes, "Oh God, they're just talking and singing." I'm like,
or Heathers. Oh, I love the music from Heathers.
I don't think I've ever heard any of that.
Well,
but I think it's coming around somewhere. We're gonna have to go watch it.
Yeah, it's usually like smaller stage. Anyway, but you're right. Sometimes it's just fun, and it's fun to sing along, and it's fun. It just, like, a musical has a different energy than a play. Like, do I want to watch Jake Gyllenhaal for 4 hours on a stage? Okay, if it's Jake Gyllenhaal, honestly, yeah, probably. Yeah, but I would watch Jake Gyllenhaal knit for 4 hours.
Thinks, though.
He does look like he doesn't wear nice cologne.
Yeah. He looks like he smells like moldy bread.
Really?
Yeah, he just got that look on his face like moldy bread and a bag of oatmeal.
I would agree with that. He probably smells oaty. He probably smells just like
a hippie in Whole Foods. That's what he smells like.
No, I think you're right. I think you're right on with the oats, like oat or some kind of bread or something real, like yeasty, maybe. Like, oh, that's not good. Don't smell yeasty.
Oh,
but sometimes you need that interjection of energy from, like, a fun song, and it's fun to quote with your friends. Do I think it's realistic? I actually, in my house, yes, because everything becomes a song.
It does here. I randomly sing, although I was making up my own words to songs the other day, and he was getting mad at me.
Yeah.
Because I misspoke a word in some song. It's like, that's not how it goes. It was like Ace of Base. He came flying out like the Wicked Witch of the West going, what are you doing?
No, you were not singing to that song. But instead of the word muñequita, he said, I want to buy a guitar.
It sounded like you were talking about buying a guitar.
So I had to come out and correct him. And I was in the middle of throwing up, Jeana. Like, I'm throwing up, I get a break from it, and I come out, I was like, he did not say I want to buy a guitar. He said muñequita.
What's muñequita? What is that?
Muñequita is like a little doll in Spanish. Like a muñeca.
How have I not heard that? Am I not? Yeah, this is a product of me being too white and making white friends. With some of that.
So this is what kind of music person he is. He will stop throwing up because he had food stuck and come out and yell at me about music. But when I put on a fucking musical soundtrack, he's like, God, you're just so awful. Like, what was Vapid? I think he called me Vapid one time.
Not because of that. I've called you Vapid for a lot of reasons, but not because of that.
I have never been called Vapid. I have been called verbose.
You have to hang out with Gavin, you'll understand. Gavin is a good quite often.
Okay. Well, here, but you like movies, right, Phil? Like, you like movies and stories and storytelling in general, right?
Yes.
You just don't like them
likes
together.
Old movies. He doesn't like a lot of new things. He thinks the Pinocchio for Night's better than Disney Pinocchio.
Infinitely.
He thinks Fast and Furious is a horrible movie franchise, but loves the 18 movie. Like he disconnects things because he has a lot of emotional memories with certain things, which is
Oh,
fine.
sure.
But when you're adult, don't look through things with a nostalgic lens. Not all of it's good. Like Ferngully, no.
Okay. That's the one about the fairies and the trees, and then
Yeah,
they're like cutting down the rainforest or something?
yeah, no,
Yeah.
not a good movie.
I just remember being devastated by them cutting down the tree and like and mounting a one woman year-long Arbor Day. Because the fairies are gonna die. My dad's like, "What is this? What is she talking about?" Um,
So
I don't
that's
get
the
it though.
music.
I
It
don't get
doesn't.
how you can like things independently, how you can like a story. And you can okay, so how do you feel about like when they come so Mean Girls was a movie. I presume that you enjoyed it, like the rest of us who are in our generation. That's like a formative movie for us as teenagers.
I didn't need
Um,
it set to music.
There's
so
just something about
you're
watching
not
it on
liking any of this
stage.
stuff? Like would they what about Jagged Little Pill? Have you seen this? No?
No, like
No, I love
Jeana,
Jagged Little Pill, but I don't want to see it in
his
musical
favorite
format.
band is Pep Shop Boys, and they did like a
They did a
musical. He
Yeah.
musical.
hated it.
I hated it. I did
He
not
hated
enjoy
it.
it.
Or what We Will Rock You. That was fantastic. That was such a fun musical. No?
No.
I don't understand it because then you can't your initial theory or your what you posited to us. It's not poetic when you're using the actual music that you find so poetic or that you enjoy and you throw it into a musical. You're still like, no, I think you're a musicalist.
Well, that could be
I
it.
am a musical snob. Or as one of my best friend's former fiance put it, I am a man of extremely discerning taste to music
Bitch,
which
you're with
only I
me.
enjoy.
That is not extremely discerning taste.
Where music is concerned, I have extremely discerning taste. I like what I like, and I don't like what I don't like. And like for me, I don't like musicals because they all sound this. They sing the same.
They don't though.
Yes, they do.
They
Oh,
don't.
they don't. They don't.
There's this sound to their voice. There's
He
this
calls it the vibrato tone.
Yeah, no,
no.
it's true, but that's because you want to sing in such a way that people are understanding what you're saying, as
And I
opposed to like having mumble mouth or
yeah.
something like that. Yeah.
I don't need you to enunciate every word like that for me. No, I don't need you to be super
I do
bright.
if I want to understand you.
I don't need you to be bright and bubbly about everything. I don't. I don't. I don't need a production of like 97 people on stage singing at the same time.
It's
I
fun.
like when it's like 4 people and they make it sound like there's 97 of them. That's cool.
Okay. Here's the thing is usually only 4 to 6 people are singing at any actual even if there's 97 people on stage, only 4 to 6 people are probably singing at one time.
Yeah, but I just don't need that many people on stage. Like I hate the crowd. Like I already don't like what the hardest part of going to concerts is I don't like crowds. They give me anxiety. So then I go to a musical and I'm in a crowd and there's a crowd on stage. It feels like
It's the
everyone's
inception
all
of
around me.
too much for him.
It's just too much.
I mean, I get it. Musicals aren't for anybody, but I also feel that some of your reasons for disliking musicals are complete and total bullshit. Because
Yeah.
I agree.
No, like when he made me watch Les Mis, I was like, "Oh my god, quit singing dialogue to me! Quit singing dialogue!" Oh.
I love Les Mis, and I've seen it on Broadway. I'm not like shooting by it, but I've seen it, and then I saw the movie musical, and why did they cast what's his face in the Australian one, the one who throws phones at people?
Russell
Yes.
Crowe.
Why are we singing like this?
I love that. That's one of my favorite books. I absolutely fucking love the stage show.
You don't
love
read.
the movie. I used to. I told you that.
I have not seen him read a book in 7 years.
That's because I have audiobooks. But I used to read.
Audiobooks are books. I'll fight to the death on that. Now that's
They
something
are.
like I will allow people like okay, musicals aren't for everyone. My husband also hates musicals. He thinks they're dumb. He's like people don't sing what someone was came to get their car oil changed and they were like there's something wrong with my car and he'd be like what the why are you singing at me or something or do I need to call an ambulance or are you
Like,
having
for real,
a
you're having
stroke?
a stroke? Like
We did that once though. When I
you
worked
have your
at
spleen. Is that the problem?
when I worked at McDonald's, Eric and I were in the back kitchen and we turned into the Life is a Musical Day. We sung everything. And it drove them crazy. And so they wanted to split us up. They put me in drive through. I was like, I'm going to drive through. And we had this big musical number and they made us stop in the middle of the day. Like, you cannot do Life is a Musical Day anymore. We sung everything. Everything. From putting fries in the fryer to chicken.
Okay. So this is how much my dislike for musicals goes. How deep. I preach in the Church of Buffy, except for
Shut your
Oh,
mouth.
the musical thing. Okay, that was a bad episode.
It's not the bad episode you think it is.
as soon as they started singing, I was like, oh god.
Here we go. See, he hates like
Once
you
more
bring
with
up
style.
anything musical, and he will fucking just he turns into
That's what I feel.
Broomhilda.
Okay. Well, it's I just want to circle back with something you said about discerning tastes about your music and you like what you like. I have listened to some of the stuff that you you push on your social media and it's not for me.
Well, it's
Exactly.
because
Uh,
right
It's
now,
So
discerning
I
hold
would
on,
say
his social media is all twisted in that type of music. So
It is-
I don't think that's very much you.
my tastes are discerning to my taste.
to
Like
your
I'm not
yes.
I am
You
not a tastemaker at all.
okay.
My music is
You
I pick what I
there we
enjoy.
go. That's
Yes.
I
Because King
I just
Diamond
wanted
is
to make
my
that
heavy
point of
metal shit.
clarification.
Most people don't know who that is. He's a legend.
And we do
Because
have
you
tickets to Backstreet Boys.
And we are going to see the Backstreet Boys.
why aren't two of them like anti-vaxxers?
Does it matter? They're on stage and we're going to see them.
No, but I just okay.
I
You-
didn't know that, but he bought the tickets.
That's I think the old one with the eyes. I think that he's like a
Oh, AJ.
like a no, that's the drug one. You know, the one who was like the grandpa of the group,
Oh,
but he was
Kevin?
also very pretty. Oh, hello. He has my husband's name.
I don't understand what's happening here.
Anyway, I had a friend who was obsessed with them in high school. Like, and when I say obsessed, I mean like her locker, it was like pictures of them. She knew all the trivia. She knew that so and so liked this color. She knew that this other person, his nickname was like B something, but I guess there's a guy named Brian. And his nickname was this because he loved playing basketball. And like all she went to the concert. She got I guess her favorite one was some guy who liked purple. I don't know which one it was. She had purple nails. She wore a purple dress. She had purple braids put in her hair. She wore purple eyeshadow. She had a purple bag. She was like primarily purple, the store in person form. And she went to this concert to sit on the lawn. Girl, he's not going to see you back on the lawn. You're putting in all this effort, and you're going to go sit on the lawn. He can't even see past the second row. You think he's going to see like Grimace in the background?
Big Sabbath is coming back in October. Don't act like you're dead. One of my favorite bands is Mac Sabbath. It's a Black Sabbath tribute band, but they're all McDonald's characters, and they have McDonald's themed version of their songs.
And they rewrote all the lyrics to be McDonald's.
There's like a song about the McRib, frying pan.
Instead of Iron Man, it's frying pan.
It's the most fun you'll have.
I would
It's
absolutely
the
go
most
see
fun
that.
he has.
Yes, I'm getting tickets. We're going to Mac Sabbath.
So there's a store that I went to it's like a breakfast brunch place in Portland, and it's called Fried Egg I'm in Love. And every sandwich that they have in there is like either musical or band. So they have one called Free Range Against the Machine. It's like an egg sandwich. And they have another sandwich, or no, it's tacos, and it's called Huevo Mutilation. I love puns. I would be down for that. So wait, do you not want to go see? Would this feel like this is just an extension of why you don't like musicals? You don't want to go see it because they've changed the lyrics of Black Sabbath songs
because
to
I
be
like
around
Black
McDonald's?
Sabbath, and yes, because I don't like McDonald's, and I don't
Hold
like
on.
them messing with the lyrics.
You don't like
But
McDonald's?
he likes Weird Al.
Different.
No.
No! I'm gonna flip this table. I'm gonna flip the table.
Different.
I'm gonna
Different.
flip
His
the
songs are
table.
about
You
lots of
will
different
say
stuff.
the man
Not
that I
all
got my
about.
hair from, who plays an accordion. You're going to say it's cool for him to sing "I'm Fat" in the style of Michael Jackson's "I'm Bad," but it's not okay for me to change
For
lyrics
every single
to frying
song to be about Michael Jackson, for every single song to be about Black Sabbath or McDonald's. Like at least Weird Al, every song is different. Every song they play
It's
is
the
about
same
McDonald's.
thing. It's parody.
It is parody.
But it's just McDonald's over and over.
Oh,
and
Jeana, you're
over.
not ready. This is like they have Grimace wailing on a guitar. They have Fry Guys on little remote control cars that come in and out. Like it's fucking amazing.
I would watch that. I would.
We're
watch
going.
that.
It's some other shit. I'll give it that.
But yeah, so now you understand my frustration, and I'm glad I finally have a theater buddy because I've been trying to find a theater buddy for years, and I don't know why he didn't tell me sooner. But like,
I love the theater.
You're gonna argue with me, but we have to go see Wicked because he has to see it.
Okay, you
But
guys can go see Wicked. I opt out. Okay,
why do I have
I will.
to?
Okay. You
You
will
need
have
to
to go
suck
see
it up and come with us.
It includes a shift to high E that I have never before heard sung in the theater. Like it's such a good story. It's a really enjoyable musical. It's just like a behind the scene. It's a flip on, and I'm sure that you've heard like what Wicked is about before. It's just really good. It's really good. If anything, you need to listen to the original cast recording with Idina Menzel and what is it, Christian Stewart.
With amazing.
I don't like
It's
either of them.
fantastic.
See what I have to put up with?
How
The
do you,
thing
okay,
is that
you
I
guys
have-
are over here. I'm looking at you.
I have a weird history with this play because the book I didn't really like, but my
It
friend
was too
in
long.
New
It never
York-
ended.
Yeah, my
Well,
friend in
because
New
you don't
York,
read
her
it.
family works on Broadway, and they launched Wicked, and that's what I
Right.
got to go watch and go backstage and meet Idina Menzel and Kristen Chenoweth. So I had the most magical experience with that. I fucking loved it.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen it since, but I do argue with him about the soundtracks. I'll play it, but I really want him to go watch it because I think he would actually have fun because it is a fun fucking play.
It's
I
really
like
fun.
plays.
It's enjoyable. That's like, okay, I will say we talked about a little bit about nostalgia. The reason that I love musicals so much is because my parents were really subscribed to free range parenting. And so I basically got to watch whatever I wanted to watch at like starting at age 8.
Yeah.
And
Same
so
here.
one of the movies that would come on Stars before it was Stars Encore was the movie adaptation of A Chorus Line. And I was like, well, this is like the adult version of like The Little Mermaid. Like there's adults singing and there's musical and they're dancing. And it's fantastic. I watched any time that movie was on, I watched it. It was the first movie I independently bought on VHS. It was also the first movie that I bought on DVD. I watched the crap out of that. I memorized the songs. Like I wanted to play the Hispanic character and be like, I pretended I was an ice cream cone. Like I want the whole thing. I just loved it so much. And then I watched a version of it on Broadway, and it was not good. It was not as good as I remember. But Wicked is more recent, and I will say it's very. If you have not seen it on stage, if you have not seen it performed, you should. I feel like it's one of the hallmarks, just like 42nd Street. You should go see that. Something like Kiss Me Kate is really enjoyable. But then they have things like Edie Brickell, which I think you know, and like Edie Brickell wrote with Paul Simon, her husband, I think, and Steve Martin, I think he was involved in it.
I don't like
a musical, and it's like bluegrass oriented.
I don't
So
like
yeah, there's just so many different options out there and so many different flavors of musicals. So I think you really need to revisit.
If the
what
Pet
you're-
Shop Boys could not write one for me, who will?
Okay, that's fair, but I think you're prejudiced against
am.
them.
I am.
So we're gonna wrap this show up now that we've had more of a discussion, and
now y'all know why he wants to divorce me.
If you look up Captain Crunch pours me, you're a keeper. So we're just gonna leave it at that. Thank you, Jeana, for being on the show. I hope you want to come be back on with us more in the future because we just have way too much fun. This is our life, you know. This is our family. This is what we do.
This is what we do.
I'm not gonna wipe people.
You just broke into. Okay, I'm sorry. You just made this a musical. You just made this a musical. You did.
No, I took an old MC Hammer song.
You see, this is what I put up.
I took an old MC Hammer song from the Turtles movie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you made it a musical.
Remember?
Great job.
You are not singing the Go Ninja rap.
No.
No, that's Vanilla Ice. That's Robert Van Winkle.
Okay, so we're wrapping this episode up. Thank you guys for watching as we've been kicking off season 2 all week of So I Married a Geek. We'll be back with more episodes next week. Again, thank you for joining us. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Let us know what you thought, what you think of musicals. Am I right with Jeana? Are we the master race, or is Phil just not right? You can just say he's not right.
There are other ways you could say that were less like triggering, but okay.
What's triggering about you not being right?
Yeah, that's what you said that was wrong.
What did I say that was wrong?
Jeana, can you help me?
Oh, so is Jeana and I the correct winners of this championship, or is Phil just the loser? There we go. Is that better?
It was calling yourself the master race.
Oh, please, whatever.
Against 2 Hispanics.
Exactly.
But you're on my side.
I am on your side.
It doesn't matter, though.
I mean, my multi-culti biracial.
Why did you turn this into like a white Nazi thing?
Because you said
master race.
That's even what I was thinking.
That's okay. You can put one of those things that you're going to do for me.
Yeah, technical difficulties.
Please stand by.
All right. So that's it. We're done.